Big Blue Thumb Productions presents the Podlie Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podlie Bill, Podlie Cliff, and Podlie Paul.
And here we are, the Podlie Podcast, Epi 145. And look at that. 145. And Cliff, it looks like you're getting your glasses cleaned there for you.
I was getting me glasses cleaned.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's unbelievable.
Tough to keep them clean. And hey, so William Seltzer, he was in before we were even on air tonight.
I know, William. Talk about Keener, my friend. 3,500 points plus 500 for being over the top Keener.
Wow, and Nicole came in a close second.
It's 3,500 points, right?
And,
because
yeah, and William Kirkland. Well, the Williams were in early.
The Williams were in early, so 2,500 for William, and it looks like Marvin was Nicole was next, but we covered her, right? So Marvin was next. Marvin, 1,000 points, buddy.
I think so. And
so, how many points did we delete from Podlie, though?
Well, he's coming in here right now. He's a little late, but he's finally here.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You know, this is really hard on a cell phone.
You got to get that computer there going there, Mr. Paul.
Podlie.
Hi.
Issues. How are you?
Issues. I know. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm sorry. Yes. No. I'm on my cell phone. So.
Oh
yes. It just went dark there.
Oh, it's dark, baby. It's dark.
It's dark. Yeah. I was just complaining to Bill that the JIT system, meaning the just-in-time system, showing up just in time, is my thing.
I know, dude.
And it seems to me, you're the Keener. But now, I mean, all of a sudden, you know, you're showing up a little bit late, makes me look really good.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not the JIT. You're the JIT. You're still the JIT guy.
I'm the JIT guy.
I'm apparently the now kind of late guy, is what
technology challenge guy, the TC guy. You're the TCG, the technology challenge guy.
Oh my gosh, it's brutal. Yes. Hi, dudes. How are you?
Hey, happy to have you on, though.
Happy to be on. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
For number 45, 145.
Number 145. 145.
Yes. The last episode of March 2023.
Wow, March 2023.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe we got 145 episodes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It seems like it's been well, I don't know. Time seems to have flown pretty quick with it when you kind of look back, I guess.
What's really weird is some parts of it seems like, oh, yeah. It seems like we've been doing this for a while. And then when you think of other things, all of a sudden it seems like, no, we with COVID coming in between and where we started on Mixler, then we went to Spotify and, et cetera. It seems like a lot of water under the bridge, so to speak.
That is true. That is
a lot of trial and error for 145 episodes.
So
yeah, and hey, a pandemic, a 2-year pandemic in between.
Yeah. What it is.
Good evening, Laura. Laura is just joining us a little bit late, Laura, just like Paul.
Good evening, Laura, and welcome to Just After the Podcast.
Just after the podcast.
Just after the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah. Did I see a little product placement there, Cliff? Is that Michael Bublie's?
Where do you see?
How did you?
Was that somewhere that you could see it? I wasn't sure.
Sorry. That,
Sorry.
Yes, it was behind you there. Yeah, a little.
I didn't know it was
Michael Bublé.
Wow, it even sounds like the commercial.
I know, right?
All you need is Michael Bublé to come walking.
All I need is Michael Bublé in there.
Bubbly. Wow.
Yeah. On that note, how was your week, Cliff?
Was it
bubbly?
Wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as this drink is, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, and the weekend flew by, just like that, and it was gone. So yeah, it wasn't bad. And today I went out to Camrose, had some stuff to do in Camrose. So went out there, and that took a little bit of time. And then on the way by, I scooted and saw my two lovely god kids, Rowan,
nice.
Joanna. Her name is Julia Johanna, But so Rowan and Julia and visited with their mom and all that type of jazz. So yeah, pretty good day so far. How about you guys?
Good. And hey, by the way, Cliff, say hi to Leslie Ann, since I know she's there, because as we said at the top of the podcast, she was cleaning your glasses for you.
That's
so.
right. Hi, Leslie. I don't know if she'll have a chance to come on, but she just walked in the door, taking doggy for a walk. She just walked in the door when I because I saw a big massive smudge in my glasses, so I thought that'll irritate me for the next hour. So
there you go. So yeah, my week was good. Again, just regular work week and Ravenwood week. That's kind of what it is now.
And Thursday, Thursday was Ravenwood.
That's right. Thursday, you and I were together at the Salisbury Greenhouse Farmers Market in Sherwood Park.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was fun.
Yeah. Is there a stretch on them, Cliff? Leslie Ann. Hi, Leslie Ann.
A stretch, Leslie Ann. Have you already been dipping into the whiskey, Leslie Ann? Don't quench your thirst on that stuff. Bill and I have tried to tell you.
Yeah. You gotta drink it slow, Leslie.
That's right.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't see a scratch per se, but I could be wrong because when I take my glasses off, I can't see anything. So when I take my glasses off, this is the conundrum, right? If you want to see a scratch in your glasses, you have to take your glasses off to see it. But then when you take your glasses off, you can't
see it.
Do you see the predicament that I'm in, you guys?
I've been in that predicament, Cliff. And so, Paul, it's getting darker and darker. Soon we're only going to see the white side.
Always see your eyes, Paulie.
I'm still here.
Listen, if I was a brown guy, all you would see is my teeth. No, I am a brown guy. I mean, if I was in the dark, all you would see is my teeth.
I'm still here.
Oh, Leslie Ann says she's off the hard stuff. She's back to wine.
She's back to wine.
I'm going to say the same thing, Leslie Ann. Don't drink wine like water either.
Don't quench your thirst.
Don't quench your thirst with wine. just a little word of advice.
Just a little word of advice. And Marvin says Camrose is his old stomping grounds. Camrose is a beautiful little town, man.
Neat little
I
town.
could live there. Yeah, I could live there easy. It's a nice little town.
Yeah. All right, Paul. How about you?
Paulie, you're up.
Kids are gone.
What did you do to them?
Spring break.
Kids.
Spring break.
They're with my folks in the mountains.
Oh, nice.
So status quo for me. I mean, work and more work. But so it's I mean, not that it's any different, but I guess I'm bacheloring it as per usual. Nothing new. Work is good. Kind of a quiet week.
Good.
Cool. And hi, Andrea. She just showed up. Andrea, you just missed it. I was just talking about you.
Yeah.
So your ears must have been ringing. And Leslie Ann says, built in response to us saying, don't quench your thirst with wine. Leslie Ann says, the French do, and I have French blood.
Oh, sure.
See those damn French, man. I tell you, they get away with everything.
Bonjour.
And Laura says she's going to be competing at a karaoke contest, but sadly it falls on a Monday. On Mondays. Laura, where is your dedication and commitment? Dude.
Right. Why can't you tune into us while you're at your karaoke contest?
Exactly.
We are on devices.
And you can sing a song about the Podlie podcast. I mean, that's the one thing we don't have. We have a logo, we have a show, we don't have a jingle. We need a jingle.
That's true. We should find a local artist to write us a jingle. There you go.
That's right. And Andrea says, oh, what were you saying? Andrea, dude, you're going to have to listen to the beginning of the podcast.
Friday night, Sound Sugar Radio, 10 o'clock with Andrea, tune in.
So your next opportunity is Sound Sugar Radio, Friday night. What did you say, 10 o'clock, Bill?
10 o'clock, Sound Sugar Radio. You can
10 bells. There you go.
Yeah. Or you can tune back into the YouTube channel because it'll be there as well. So you can do that. By the way, I noticed we gained a subscriber. We're at 24.
Oh, we're rocking now, boy. That's thanks. I bet $1,000 that's thanks to Nicole. Nicole has been so sweet. She shared our podcast a few times now. And nice. That's very nice of you, Nicole. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So I'm guessing it's because of her.
That can very well be.
Yeah. Either way, I'm crediting it to her. So there you go. So Nicole, 2,500 points.
Wow. Well, Cliff, you've been generous with the points tonight. Yeah, you've been just throwing them out there.
Just chucking them out there, man. Just chucking them out there, spreading the love.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I'm just admiring whatever that screensaver is behind you there, Cliff. It's
That one,
rather,
no,
no,
that one.
that one, yes, rather
Yeah,
interesting.
Sorry, I hate this backwards screen. It is rather nice, isn't it?
So seeing that reminds me, and this has nothing to do with our topic, but I just thought of this. So this,
Wait a minute, hold on. We're gonna say something that has nothing to do with our topic. Laura, did you hear that?
we've never done this before, Laura.
We've never ever done this before.
We've never gone off topic. So surprise.
Surprise. Sorry, Bill. What were you saying?
This past
Reminds
week,
you.
with my grandson, he had to do some astronomy work for homework, and part of it was to go out and find constellations. So, of course, when you live on an acreage, we have no light pollution. So when it hits 9:30, 9:45 at night out here, and the sky's clear, you see everything.
Right.
So we were out on the back deck, and my not his mom, but my other daughter came out as well and watching the stars. So this was interesting. So we saw probably 3 or 4 what looked like moving stars. They were up above the stars. It was not a shooting star. It was not the space station, but they were moving across the sky, and they were not fast enough to be comets either, or meteors or anything like that.
Well, Paul,
those would be satellites.
Could be satellites. And we only saw 2 or 3 of them, just kind of moving around, and then they would disappear, and then you might see another one, and then it would disappear. So could very well be a satellite.
Interesting. Hey, cool. Yeah. Could have been your Starlink satellites up there.
You know what? I was just going to say that too, Cliff. Bill, Starlink alone, I think, is like 1,500 satellites up there. I think is what I read. 1,500.
It's actually more now. Yeah,
there's lots of satellites up there.
Yeah.
And that's one company. One. I mean, not to even mention all the countries that are sending satellites up there.
Correct. 100%.
I mean, and all the GPS satellites been up there for a long time, and they're constantly being added to as well. So
yeah. Must be one traffic jam of satellites up there.
Well,
yeah, no kidding.
Saying it's getting a lot busier up there.
Yeah. And wow, I tell you what, I mean, we've had no accidents, no nothing, but it's coming, right? I mean, mishaps are coming, right? So
yeah, it's going to happen where somebody's going to have a satellite collide into a satellite. Paul, Laura wants to know if you're having a campfire.
I am, but that's actually not a bad idea. I don't think I can do it in the middle of my family room. But behind me,
it depends on the results you're expecting, right?
Well, behind me is the flickering of the hockey game. Is what you're. Yes.
Yeah. And by the way,
sorry, you first, Bill.
I was just going to say we had a fire in our backyard yesterday. I lit up the fire pit for a little bit out in the snow just for fun.
Yeah,
nice. Cool.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, Nicole says that she should do a cooking class for us guys on the podcast. You know, Nicole, that's not a bad idea at all. When we start doing live stuff on the podcast and find a place to do something like that, I think we should. I really do.
That would be great. Sorry, Marvin said, Leslie Ann, but says there's a great app, Star Walk, and various associated apps. I'll have to check that out for sure, Leslie Ann, because definitely then, we probably saw 3 or 4 the other night. So,
yeah, that is one of the best apps out there. That Star Walk app she's talking about. It's really good. It's a really good app.
Yeah. And Marvin, as of February 2023, there are 3,580 satellites.
There you go.
Of what? Of Starlink, or is that total, Marvin? And Andrea asks Podlie if you're watching the Oilers game.
I am. And Arizona scored.
Arizona has scored. Well,
and it just started.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's normal.
Anyway, so here we are, Monday night, 1:45, and this week, by the way, Marvin says that's Starlink satellites. That's 3,580.
3,580 Starlink satellites.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bloody satellites. I wonder how big each of these things are. Probably the size of a bus.
They're not very big. Yeah. I think I saw a picture of one, and they're not very large at all.
Not terribly big, eh?
Yeah.
Well, but define not very big. What is it? Cliff's Point, the size of a bus, or what?
I don't think they're even that big. I think they might even be a bit smaller than that.
Size of a Tesla.
Size of a Tesla. Yeah, that's probably what they are. They're used Teslas. So when they trade in their Tesla, they throw a chip in it and they blast it off, and it floats around as Starlink satellite because they are self-drivable. So
well, yeah, that's right.
you need to have anybody.
Self-pilotable.
Well, self-pilotable satellite's cool.
There you go.
Yeah,
Boy,
Yeah.
Instead of doing a fire at your backyard, let's launch some satellites.
yeah.
That's right. And Andrea says, "What's the topic for tonight?" Andrea, don't be ridiculous. You don't actually think we're going to get to the topic, do you? I'm kidding. Hi, Jeremy. How are you, dude? Jeremy says, by the way, Jeremy, good evening and welcome to just after the beginning of the podcast.
Well, it's more, well into the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome to well into the podcast.
Yeah, all the important stuff we've already talked about, Jeremy. So you too, like Andrea.
Yeah.
You too, like Andrea, are going to have to listen to it later if you want to get all the important stuff.
And so Jeremy says, with all the Northern Lights lately, have you guys heard of the Aurora app? He has it on Android. No, I have not looked at it actually.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at it either. We did go out the other night to see if we could see the Northern Lights. We did not see them.
Did you look north though, Bill?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
we can quite often. In the past, we have seen them out there.
Yeah.
North.
Well, as long as you look north, though, right? Because if you're looking south, then chances are likely you wouldn't see the Northern Lights.
That'd be the Southern Lights.
That'd be the Southern Lights. So, Bill, before we read Andrea's answer, you should probably go over the topic.
Well, it's on the screen right now.
Listen.
So, what's your favorite season and why? And I'm not talking cooking seasonings because I like a lot of different seasons. This is what's your favorite season and why? Andrew jumped right in. My favorite season is summer.
Okay, now we need a why. Now we need to know why, Andrea.
Why, Andrea?
Because that's the second. That's the second part of the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rule is that whoever brings up the topic with these days is always Bill. So the rule is whoever comes up with the topic, and these days is always Bill, has to go first when it comes to answering it. So Bill, you're on.
That's easy. Spring. There.
Spring. Okay,
Next.
look at that. Yeah. Whoa, wait, hold the phone. There was no Y there. We need a Y.
Springy. I added the Y on the end.
This is going to be a very short podcast.
Feeling very springy.
I like spring because it's springy.
I like spring because I'm springy.
And Andrea likes summer because it's summery. No.
Yeah.
Andrea says she likes summer. Why? Because I can't see what she says. What she said?
Because I like the sun and warmth. Plus, you can do lots of activities. That's completely true.
Oh, there you go. And William Seltzer checked in, says spring, season of renewal and growth. See, Bill, not just springy, season of renewal and growth.
I completely agree. With that, William. Andrea says same thing. Yeah, lots of activities in the summer. Jeremy, in Australia, they have the Aurora Australis. The southern. That is. It's
not the Borealis, right? So
yeah. Marvin says the reason I like spring is because it's most days before winter. I agree with that one as well, Marvin. No, that's why I like spring. Spring, the snow's kind of is left, and things are new. Trees are, budding, and flowers are blooming, and all that kind of thing. So
and a fresh start to the.
I agree as well, Andrea. Andrea says I'm tired of the snow. Yeah, I'm tired of the snow as well.
Cool. And Podlie, you're up.
Well, it's definitely summer for me. Spring, I find is it's still spring is still dirty for me. They haven't got away from the rains haven't quite started yet, and there's still the pollution from the winter snow and what's underneath the snow and stuff like that. I like summer. It's hot. It's the flowers are already out. I can wear my Speedo. Life is good.
Sounds reasonable.
And that's why we don't like summer, Paul.
Where's my symbols?
That's why
I like being hot.
we want summer to speedo right through. Uh,
Bill. Oh man.
Laura
See, hey,
said,
listen, what Paul Simon said, way back when, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. Apartment House Blues. He's got a song called Apartment House Blues. He says one man's ceiling is another man's floor. Well, guess what? Paul Summer Speedy is another person's reason not to like summer.
Very true.
Good one, Bill. Good one.
Laura said it's not the middle of the podcast yet, so they're okay for ignoring the topic so far. Laura, we are on topic right now.
We're on topic, Laura. What do you mean?
Laura, you haven't answered. You haven't answered the question, Laura. And Andrea says, yeah, the best time to run races is in spring and summer. True.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Andrea's a runner and soccer player and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, so for her, spring and summer, I suppose, are good.
Yeah. What about you, Cliff?
Me, I'm a fall guy. I'm a fall guy. Always have been. Ever since I can remember, I've always been a fall guy. There's something about the autumn that says, obviously change is in the air. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that winter's afterwards, but there's just something about the autumn air, the autumn breezes, the way everything slowly starts to chill down a little bit. It's more of a time of reflection and a time of sort of going inward and sort of trying to understand yourself along with what's going on in the world. And there's just something very contemplative about autumn, which I really like. And the changing colors, the trees pulling back into themselves, pulling nutrition back into themselves and letting go of a lot of the sort of the bombastic nature of themselves, which are the leaves and the colors and all type of stuff. They pull energy back into themselves and let go of the year's worries as the autumn goes on and prepare and hibernate for winter. I kind of like the feeling there. As much as I truly, truly detest winter that comes afterwards, I am not a winter person. With all of that said, I like fall so much that I will actually abide by the fact that winter's coming. So having said that, summer would be next, but fall is definitely my season.
We're so blessed to be in a country where we actually have
those seasons,
four very distinguishable
distinct seasons. Absolutely, Paul. That's a good point.
Like I lived in China for 3.5 years, and they have 2 seasons. They have really, really hot summer, and then they have kind of everything dreary after. It doesn't get too hot. It doesn't get too cold. So we're really, really blessed to have 4 very distinguishable seasons.
I agree.
Yeah.
So who answered that we have not?
Well, James jumped in here real quick. James said, spring in Canada is nature's broken promise. Supposed to have flowers and green, and we get hung over winter. Then later on, he says, fall is where it's at. Cooler weather and pretty colors. Peace out, have to go. So
nice.
That was all
See, James, nice of you to drop by.
Yeah, for your 30 seconds there. Jeremy says, why did Han Solo not like his steak?
It was chewy. And earlier on, Jeremy said, I just scrolled past it. He says autumn as well, because of the larches and tamaracks, tamaracks, which are in bloom, and also less bugs and crisp mornings. Yeah, can't argue with that, Jeremy. Also, Jeremy hates the heat. He's not a heat person. I mean, he's a hot person. Some people would argue. Certainly, Andrea would argue that he's a hot person, but he's not a heat person.
Well, and Laura says her favorite season is spring. She loves the melting snow, the first smell of rain. And sorry, my comment just disappeared here. First smell of rain. I wish there was no snow mold, but it feels so fresh and new.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Agreed. I guess all the seasons, right? The issue is that if you were to pick one, I mean, I like spring. Don't get me wrong; it's nice, but for some odd reason, I'm more of a fall person. I sort of gravitate towards the feeling of the fall. I think so.
But doesn't the latter part of spring, Cliff, allow you now to bring your bike out?
Okay, well, that's true. Okay, that's true. There's no doubt about that.
When do you start, Cliff? Do you start what?
Hold on a moment. I just got to let you know, it's my lovely wife, Leslie, and she said, I'm a fall guy. She says, fall guy. She calls me a sudden drop and reminds everybody my name is Cliff.
Cliffy.
Okay, fine then. Excuse me. Got a cough.
And Laura, we just read your answer. If that's, I'm assuming that's what you meant, that we hadn't read your answer yet, but we found it. We got there. Marvin says, I do like that mosquitoes don't arrive for a few more months. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. And Podlie, to answer your question, when do I start talking about motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it like?
Honestly, it just depends on the weather, right? I mean, if there's no chance of hitting snow or ice, then I mean, it's got to be above zero. But I mean, if there's no chance of hitting snow and ice, I'm game. My bike is stored right now in Wetaskiwin, so it's a little bit of a highway ride, so it's cold. But I'd probably wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and sort of make sure that the major cold snaps are over with, and then yeah, the moment I can do that, then we're off and running. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I do agree with everybody, I like you, Cliff, who have said that, fall, all the beautiful colors and the way the leaves turn. That, I like that as well. But I still have to say spring is my favorite.
Spring is where it's at, right? Well, the promise of summer, right? The promise of green and the promise of summer and the promise of a long, drawn out summer is awesome. So spring, as far as I'm concerned, the promise, of a nice verdant summer and colorful fall and all is all there. And of course, what we're leaving behind, which is the winter, right?
Yeah.
Really
Go ahead,
interesting.
Paul.
It's really interesting. I find, thinking about it now, summer my favorite season, but I find I'm most active in terms of sports and what have you in the winter. I never thought about it till now.
Yeah.
Being my son's hockey and hockey on the driveway and stuff like that. I find that I just have a tendency to be more active in the winter. I don't know why.
In the winter time.
Yeah.
Well, Nicole says winter for the fluffy snowflakes, spring for the new blooms, summer for camping, and fall for the colors of the leaves. Yeah, sounds pretty good. And Marvin says, Cliff, you need an Insta 360 times 3 for your bike. Dude, what is that? You're gonna have to tell me what that is. I just might have to look into it.
I want to know what that is as well. Sounds interesting.
Hey, Bill, when is your course coming up?
May 19th.
May 19th. Cool.
May 19th. Be down in Red Deer.
Nice.
Riding. Both myself and Shy are taking it. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Be down there riding together.
Right together.
You got it. Go ahead.
Jeremy says he hates summer as much as Cliff hates winter. We come together for autumn and spring. There you go, Jeremy. Hey, man.
Yeah. Andrea says, I know Jeremy and I are opposite when it comes to seasons. If I'm bundled up like autumn, I also love the colors of fall.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Did Leslie Ann ever actually answer us? Oh, it's a 360 degree camera. He now uses 3 for my concert recording. That's right. That's the we've seen that camera, Marvin. You have brought it out even to Ravenwood in a couple of meetings you were at. That's a cool camera for sure.
Insta 360 times 3. Dude, I will definitely do a little bit of research on that.
You could attach it to your bike
and look into it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'll be hey Marvin, maybe you could be my tuner one day, buddy. I have to learn how to use DJI Mini 3. Don't need a license or nothing, but I want to learn how to use that in the next probably 3 weeks. And as soon as it's warm enough sort of to fly type thing. So yeah, if you ever have some time and you say, hey, I'd like to hang with that Cliff guy for a couple minutes. Yeah, would love to go out and sort of get a firsthand review of what it can do, or so I don't crash the damn thing right away.
Yeah. It's what you don't want to do is to crash.
No kidding. No kidding.
So, Marvin said he would love to help you out with that, Cliff. So
that's awesome, Marvin. Hey, I'll get in touch with you. I haven't got it in my grubby little fingers as yet, but it's currently at the office. It's charging, all that type of jazz. And I should have it up and ready to go anytime soon here. And yeah, I'd love somebody experienced with me the first time I operate the controls and all type of jazz. And maybe you can take it up and sort of hold the remote and show me what's happening with it. Just I mean, I can read the manual, I can watch some YouTube videos, but the camaraderie of it seems like more fun to me.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Excellent. What was the model again, Cliff?
It's a DJI Mini 3.
DJI Mini 3.
Yeah, so you don't need a license, nothing for that. It's below 250 grams, and it's got a really nice camera system and all that type of jazz. So yeah, you don't need a license or nothing for it. So
nice. All right. Hey, look at the clock. Oh, and Paul just disappeared. Oh, he's back.
holy smokes! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the middle of the podcast.
Nice.
Just like
there we go.
I don't know, Laura was sleeping. She normally pulls me up on this stuff. Unbelievable.
She usually does. And Paul, now you're green. Boy, it's just watching an interesting light show. Now he's gone again. It's like watching some sort of horror film.
This is great.
Some sort of horror film.
Yeah.
And now sound is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just delayed. You sound like a martial arts film from the 70s.
He does. Cool. He's breaking up. You're breaking up, Paul. You're breaking up.
I can't hold it, Captain. She's breaking up. There he's gone again.
Now he's faking it.
Exactly.
Wow. Why is it keep getting so dark? I don't bloody understand.
So my TV is on, but that's it. I don't have any lights on.
Paul, the first thing with video, you should have a light on.
I was going to say, it's probably the cardinal rule.
Well, I was too busy trying to get the damn podcast on my phone. So
okay, I think you need to pause the TV at a part where there's light on the TV.
Right there.
When they score a goal, the moment they score a goal and the arena goes and that's and all the lights flashing and everything else, that's when you need to pause the TV.
That would be the time. That would be the time.
It's 1-1, Andrea, if you're wondering what the
1-1
is.
Yeah.
And Nicole's Epicure meal says Pollie's the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like there for sure.
Andrea, are you not watching the hockey game? Are you a hockey fan? Do you like normally watching the hockey games? And why aren't you watching it then? Not that you should be watching it instead of listening to the Podlie podcast, but I'm just asking.
Because you should have the Podlie podcast up on your TV right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how you should be watching. That's how you should be watching it, because you can do that on YouTube. Yeah. Send it to the television.
Yeah. What we need is a picture-in-picture of the old TVs. Remember? You can have YouTube at the bottom, and then the hockey game going. No, sorry, a hockey game going at the bottom, and then the podcast up top.
You know what I could just do, guys, is I could just talk, and then what I'll do is I'll just do this. How does that sound?
Wow, your TV looks a long ways away.
It kind of is.
Either that or it's really small.
See, isn't that cool? That's a really good idea. I can still talk, and we can all watch the hockey game. How's that sound?
Yeah.
See, that's what Robin Williams way back in the Mork and Mindy days said. About the aliens, right? Either you're really, 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 really far away, or you're only 1 inch tall. One of the two.
One of the two. The immortal word, Robin Williams.
So all you summer people out there and itching for spring, I know what Bill's going to be doing. He's going to be on his Can-Am and studying all that stuff. And all you summer people, you guys got camping trips planned? You got vacation planned? What's happening?
Well, hey, I'm going to Orlando in June, so I'll be there for a week, and then
is that holiday, Bill, or work?
No, that's work. Work.
Hey, I want to work in Orlando. Jeez.
Yeah. Chai's coming with me because we're going to check out Disney World for a few days before my work conference starts. So we're going to go to Disney World, and then of course, as soon as I get back, it's time for that festival that's taking place in Sherwood Park, the Ravenwood Music Festival. So, which, by the way, if you didn't see it, and I shared the link today. So Sass Jordan has released a new live album. The album's it's 94. It was a 1994 concert that she did, but it was recorded live. So they now put it into an album format. She released it on the 24th, and it was put out for her friend Taylor Hawkins, in memory of her friend Taylor Hawkins, the Foo Fighters. So that's why they released it when they did.
What, Foo Fighters, right?
Yeah. So that's why they released it when they did, because it was a year from his time of his passing last year when she released the brand new album. So it's a live concert she did. I think it was 94, and it's been released as a brand.
Wait, but did he play on the album? Or?
He would. I don't know if he was with her in 94. I don't think so. That I can remember. I would have to go back and look. But anyway, so she just released it onto, I believe it's coming on. I don't know if it's being released on vinyl or anything like that, but it is just come out. So,
Oh, cool.
being that,
Andrea answered my question earlier, said not really about liking the hockey, don't really like hockey. Do you like watching nieces and nephews playing hockey? Yeah, her nieces and nephews play hockey. Cool.
Laura fell asleep. How do you fall asleep during the Podlie podcast, Laura?
No, I think she just means she fell asleep at the wheel. Fell asleep at the wheel from bringing me up on the middle of the podcast there.
Okay, well, I'm just confirming though that she didn't actually fall asleep during the podcast.
How's that possible, Bill? I mean, we're so entertaining and we're so engaging. I mean, nobody could fall asleep with this. Kidding, Laura. And Andrea says, in answer to the question about what people are doing, she says she's running a race in May, and Rowan, her lovely son, is running as well. That's awesome. We don't have any plans, but we want to definitely go camping and do hikes this summer. Well, you guys will have to come join us for a camping weekend or something like that, Andrea, and bring my godchildren out there.
Yeah, there you go. And Nicole says, I love Sass Jordan, and I loved watching her on Canadian Idol. Well, Sass Jordan is, of course, as you should know, Nicole, is our headliner on June 24th at the Ravenwood Music Festival. Now, I know that I think you're going to that other band that's in town, that other small band or whatever that's in town that night in Edmonton, Nickelback, I think they're called. I don't know if Nicole's going to that or not, but she might.
When they're coming, same day as Ravenwood.
Yeah, they're on June 24th, the same night as we have Sass Jordan head.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. They didn't call us.
They didn't consult with us first. And Laura says she's tied up again.
The game's tied. It's going back and forth. It's now tied up.
There we go. Wow, that's cool. And who are they playing? Arizona?
Yes. Laura, I go camping with my sister in July.
Nice.
Very nice. Now, are you tenting? Are you in a trailer? What kind of camping are you doing, Laura?
Man, tenting is so much fun. I just love camping and tenting.
Yeah. You're mostly glamping, though, Paul, when you go.
I do now. Yeah, I do now by virtue of being with the kids all the time. But yeah, I love tenting. It's so much fun.
Yeah, Leslie and I did that. Yeah, we tented up until last year or year before, I think it was. So yeah. We still got this beautiful tent. This it's called a Stargazer tent. I think I've talked about it on this podcast before. Where if you leave the flap off, there's a black mesh that if you're sleeping in a dark area, like let's say in Prince Albert National Park or any of the mountain areas that are designated dark, the sky is stunning. You don't know you have a covering, and you always touch it thinking, hey, wait a minute, an insect's going to get through. Yeah, because it's black, fine mesh that it's like there's nothing there, and you're basically sleeping under the stars. It's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's like I said, when you're out at my acreage here at night, we can stand outside. And we were just saying when we were out the other night as well, how sometimes when the sky is so clear like that when it's dark, it almost feels like you're in almost like a bubble of some type.
Like a planetarium almost.
Yeah, like a planetarium. It almost doesn't feel real. It's kind of a weird feeling. By the way, so if you're not going to Nickelback, Nicole, then you can come and see Sass Jordan at Ravenwood.
That's right. Yep. Hey, have we got how's our volunteer situation for Ravenwood?
We're still looking for volunteers. We're getting, we got a couple more this week and another one applying today. So we're still looking for volunteers for sure. So if you want to sign
maybe spread that around, you guys.
Yeah, Laura has signed up. She'll be volunteering on Friday night. Of course, she can't do Saturday because she is at Nickelback.
Unbelievable.
Saturday night, yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. I think if you want to volunteer, Marvin works with us. He takes a lot of pictures and stuff for us, and we'll have a couple of other photographers out there as well. And Marvin does some aerial work for us as well with his drone, which is really cool. So that looks great. No, apparently Laura did really fall asleep, Cliff.
Oh, oops, you're tired, Laura.
Yeah, see, I really did fall asleep. I am that tired.
I like what Nicole says there, Bill.
Yes. You have to, look at, let me get that up here. Okay, yeah. Nicole
says, wait, you mean there's a Saturday?
Yeah.
You know, Nicole, there is a Saturday, and I tell you what, if we count to 3, like a 1, 2, 3, Saturday. Hi, Paulie. How are you? And
I'm
Marvin
fine,
says
but
he
Elton
already.
John
What was
sucks.
that?
I'm fine, but Elton John sucks.
Well, you know what? Marvin.
Oh, we just lost Cliff.
Marvin said, "It's on the tip of. It's
Marvin
killing me. The
Marvin-
suspense is killing me, Cliff."
So Marvin, I'll finish that comment. I don't know where Cliff went. Marvin said, I already saw Nickelback. That's true. They were at the Junos.
They were.
They were. And Cliff is back. Cliff, you were there and you just disappeared like that.
Cliff, the suspense is killing me. Come on.
I don't know what happened, man. You said Elton John sucks, and I'm like, peace out. I'm out of here.
You were gone.
Quick, don't snap your fingers again.
I don't know what happened. I think I lost my internet connection for a moment.
Yeah, it must have gone.
Yeah.
Now
Probably one of Elon's satellites went over and says, "Screw you, Shaw Cable."
Well, it's either that or your internet connection doesn't even like that Saturday joke.
Possibly, Paulie, possibly.
yeah,
it's really weird.
Laura says Nickelback was mean and picked the same weekend and sadly made me choose between my kids and Ravenwood.
Yeah, unbelievable. I tell you what, if they'd only consulted with us first, right? I mean, if Chad really just called up and said, "Yo, people, what's up?"
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We'd have leveled with them. We'd have, but no.
Yeah, no phone call. Yeah, that's true. There you go. Laura says volunteer and go for free. She's volunteering Friday, so that's one of the perks of being a volunteer for sure.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you get taken the bands free of charge, and most of the volunteer stuff is just easy stuff. I mean, it's not. Yeah, there's nothing taxing.
Fun. Yeah, it's so much fun. You know what it is? It's mostly talking, is what it is, and mostly hanging out.
Yeah,
yeah. And by the way, we are going to have 4 food trucks this year for those that are interested. So
I could volunteer to eat. I'll be the volunteer taste tester.
There you go. And beer tester.
Beer tester, absolutely right.
We haven't finalized our beer tent yet, so there's nothing I can say about that. But I do know, like I said, we will have 4 food trucks, 3 of which were with us last year, and 1 new one, which will be coming out this year. As well. So another choice of food for you for the day and a half that we are at the field.
Cool. And for anybody who doesn't know, on the Friday night, our headliner is an Eagles cover band.
Yes.
It's called The Long Run. And oh my God, I googly wooglied them and listened to a couple of YouTube videos, and they sound fantastic. So that's on Friday night.
Yeah. Friday night, can't wait to see those guys play for sure. And I'm also looking forward to the Payphones, which are opening up our Friday night after the Crescendo kids groups are on. But the Payphones are a fantastic kind of a folk pop group, fairly new, but they sound great harmonies, etc.
Yeah, well, they're obviously not very progressive though, Bill, because if they're very progressive, they'd be called the cell phones.
The cell phones, yeah.
I was just thinking. I was just thinking of that there, Cliff. You took the words right out of my mouth.
What a great name for a band, though, eh? The Payphones. You gotta love that.
Yeah, no, that's.
And Laura says, "Oh no, Cliff disappeared, dude. I'm back. I'm back. I mean, just call me Schwarzenegger. I was gone, and boom, chugga, here I am. I'm back."
You know, Laura, you're a bit behind here tonight.
Yeah, just a tad. And even Andrew says, "Cliff, come back through. I'm back, dude. I'm back."
Yeah, he was time traveling for a second there.
That's right. Yeah. Saturday. Oh, sorry. I was thinking the bitch is back, but Saturday is good too.
Saturday's back. So, hey, by the way, I'm just flipping back to that comment, Paul. So, Paul, you don't like Elton John? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you said?
Well, I used to like Elton John before the whole Saturday thing started.
Do we have any Elton?
I do like Elton John. I like Elton John very much.
There we go. Yeah. Hey, if there are all kinds of Elton John fans on you, since John became a little bit of the topic, tell me your favorite songs in the comments. And Paulie, you can tell me in person, and so can you, Bill. If you had a favorite Elton John song, what would it be?
Don't let down on me.
That's what.
Say it again. One more time, Paul.
Go ahead, Paul.
He keeps cutting. His audio keeps cutting out, Paulie. I can't hear you.
Don't
Let the sun go down on me.
Yes.
just go down on me.
Nice. Cool.
One of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yours too, eh, Bill? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you a story. Not that she'd ever listened to it, but I wish you could hear this. My niece, when she was 12 from Norway, visited Canada. And at 12 years old, if you want to know who she is, I posted a link. I posted a YouTube video of her doing the Linkin Park song on my Facebook page just recently. You can go back there and scroll if you haven't seen it. That's my niece. But she was in Canada when she was 12. And her name is Lynn Holland. And she sang Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, 12 years old, a cappella for her Uncle Cliff.
Wow.
And I will tell you, absolute shivers down your spine.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. She's got such a beautiful voice and a beautiful talent. And at 12 years old, singing Elton John's song for her uncle, because her uncle likes that song. For me, singing that song a cappella was an absolute memory that I will take definitely till the time that I can no longer remember things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great song. My favorite song of Elton John, I have a couple, mind you, but my favorite song of Elton John is called Skyline Pigeon. If you've not heard it, some people might like it, some people won't, but it's one of my favorite songs because I love the lyrics. And I love the fact that it was really one of the first songs that him and Bernie Taupin ever wrote together. Yeah, well, Taupin wrote all the lyrics, Podlie, as you know.
Yep.
And Elton John wrote all the music. And that was one of the first songs, according to him, that they really got excited about because it all come together very, very nicely.
Yeah.
And song's called Skyline Pigeon. The lyrics are amazing. The vocal is amazing. And everything about it is fantastic. But there's a whole bunch of Elton John songs that I absolutely love. I mean, the album called, what was it called now? Can't think of what it's called. I just drew a blank.
While you're thinking about that, sorry, while you're thinking about another one, my favorite is Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, eh?
Another one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's such great.
Sacrifice. I love.
Yeah. His later stuff was a lot more sort of mainstreamy. You know, after he had vocal surgery and stuff like that, but not in the slightest bit any less brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, songs like Nikita and and Sacrifice, and then the album he did with London Philharmonic. Australian Philharmonic, can't remember now. Just like absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I love Disney. I love the Lion King soundtrack.
The album. Sorry, just remember the album. It's called Madman Across the Water. One of my favorite albums of his. He's got a few songs, but that I love. But I mean, and a song. Sorry, just one last song. Again, my niece from Norway and I sang it together all the time when we were together for those few weeks back when. Is Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatter's. I love that song. The harmony, the vocals, the music, the lines. It's just so brilliant.
Yeah. And if you happen to have access to Disney Plus at all, they do have, they shot one of Elton John's farewell shows on his farewell tour last year, I think, 2022. So you can watch a full concert. It's quite well done, actually. And good to see Elton for sure. Philadelphia Freedom, Island Girls are great songs as well, William Kirkland.
Oh yeah. And Andrea sings Elton John sings more than Saturday. Yeah, true enough, Andrea. And look at this. Andrea says, have you heard the song Skyline Pigeon? Andrea, how have you heard the song Skyline Pigeon? If I talk to 1,000 people today, 999 of them would never have heard Skyline Pigeon. So how do you know it? That's awesome. That's my favorite Elton John song. And Andrea says the album Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Oh, that's a great album. It's a fantastic album.
And Cliff, you and I had a conversation actually while we were at the farmers market this past Thursday about Elton John, and you were telling me about being at his show and the interesting way he started the show.
Yeah, it was fantastic, guys. Long story short, we went to the concert. He shows up by himself on the piano, tucks his tails behind him, gets on the piano and starts playing some classical stuff, a little bit of Beethoven, a little bit of Mozart, a little bit of this. And every so often, he just do a da-na on the piano. And this kind of went on. I don't know how long, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I don't know how long. And slowly he morphed it into Benny and the Jets. So he was playing the sort of classical pieces. And then he go doo-doo, like the Benny and Jets song. And all of a sudden, before you could blink, before us mere mortals could understand what he was doing, he was Benny, and it's like so fantastic, right? And then he's by himself, and I'm thinking, is this a solo concert? But then I look over on the stage and I can see drums there, so I'm like, okay, it's not a solo concert. And then slowly, all of a sudden, the drummer shows up, and you're not even paying attention. And then the bass player shows up, and then another song, and then all of a sudden, the guitarist. And before you know it, you have a 13-piece band just rocking the fracking joint.
Yeah.
Right. And here's Elton John. I think he was 65 or something at the time. No opening act, no closing act, no jack, nothing. He just gets up there and he plays for 2 hours and 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 45 minutes almost. I just absolutely rocks the joint, right? I mean, talk about a great concert.
Yeah. Let's Laura says, dudes, as much as I love talking about Elton John, and I do, but let's talk about the seasons again. Do you have something more about
Laura,
the seasons?
you were asleep when we were talking about this.
You answered the question, Laura, and then you had a nap. So I was just going to say, I watch, and we've kind of morphed into music here again, which we do quite often on our show. But I follow, I'm a big Def Leppard fan, as a lot of people probably know. I think I've said that before on here. And they've just been, they've been back on tour again, touring Mexico, etc. I think they have just wrapped that part of the tour up before they start touring Europe in May. But anyway, they're touring with Motley Crue again. It's just the two bands, and they alternate headlining. But anyway, on YouTube, Def Leppard does what they call their vlog of behind the scenes of the tour. So they kind of tour in different cities, and it's about a 7-8 minute video, and just behind the scenes with them talking about before they go on for the show and this kind of stuff. And saw one thing that was interesting. So they got was it Buenos Aires that they might have got stuck in? Anyway, they had this plane for the tour that was used by both them and Motley Crue and all their crew, and it had an issue with one of I think the front wheel or something, so they couldn't leave right away. But Joe Elliott and Vivian Campbell, one of the guitar players, ended up at this gentleman's studio that they happen to know there, I guess. So they're hanging out there rather than hang out at the airport. And the one thing I didn't know is Joe Elliott is quite the piano player. He was sitting down playing keyboard or piano just for a little bit, and kind of dabbling and playing, and he was actually very, very good. That surprised me. I did not know that he played. I know he plays guitar, but I had no idea that he played, and it sounded actually really good. Anyway, that was a long story to get to that point, but yeah.
Awesome though. I like what I was so surprised Andrea knew about Skyline Pigeon, and it's Jeremy actually commenting from her phone that says I told her to say it. Of course, Jeremy knows, because I've had a few drive sessions with him listening to these songs, so he knows that's my favorite song. And I just wish I was a piano player, because that would be one of the songs I'd learn how to play. But anyway, so yeah, that was funny. I was wondering why Andrew knew that. It turns out that it was Jeremy.
Yeah, Nicole. Yep, Laura, you're like the old man who slept 100 years. You slept through all the seasons.
Laura, don't make us start calling you Van Winkle.
Yeah, Laura, if you woke up with a huge beard and extra long hair,
you could be Rip.
William says summer is his favorite time. There you go.
Is it now, William? But the question was two-part, my friend. It was what is your favorite season, and the why. So you've answered the one question. Now we need the why.
And don't say summary.
Don't say summary. Bill took that answer already.
You already used it.
Yeah, because he said spring because it's springy.
Yes. Yeah.
And fall because it's folly. No, sorry, not fall. Summary.
Yeah.
Summary.
Summary.
Yeah.
Summary,
Paul's in the dark again. So
yeah. Paul summed up his answer about summer by saying it was summary. So
right.
There you go.
Right.
All right. So what time is it?
It's under about 5 minutes. 5-6 minutes left here.
So the one thing you people, and I say you people, not like Don Cherry's you people, but you people was supposed to give us some ideas for topics that you want to talk about. So if you have some topics that you wish to speak about in the future, Laura, like falling asleep during stuff like this, we could talk about that if you want.
Is that a good topic?
Sorry, Paul.
Next topic.
Yeah. So if you got any topics you wanna chat about, slam it in the comments right here, and we'll put it on the list. And Laura says her mom says hi. Hi, mom. Hi, her mom. it would be
Done.
much easier if you just showed up here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And Marvin's saying goodbye to us already. Marvin, we still have like 5
Dude.
minutes or so left.
What's your panic? What's your hurry? Why so fast?
Where are you going?
Where you going?
Yeah. William says, I like to sit outside and play guitar. I liked winter when I was young, but I've gotten older. Winter's not my thing. William, I kind of agree with that probably, because when I was younger, I did lots of skiing, both downhill, cross country, of course, hockey, skating, all that kind of stuff. Now I still played hockey into my older years in men's league, but I didn't do any more skiing or anything like that. So hockey was, because playing indoors, I play in arenas, of course, so didn't bother me as much. But doing stuff outside in the winter, other than maybe around my acreage and things, unless it's a nice day, I don't tend to do a lot of wintry things anymore. So
Yeah, I'm not a winter person, and William says he'd like to sit outside and play guitar. You still have your Fender. You brought that beautiful Fender to the Podlie podcast marathon.
Yes.
You still have that, William? Is that what you're playing out there? And what are you playing these days? What are you learning? What songs? What songs are you working on?
We were very offended.
We're very offended.
We were
Speaking of offended and guitars and music and all type of stuff. Podlie, you were learning guitar. What happened, dude? Did you continue?
Nope.
Dude.
Still have
Huh?
them.
You still have them. So
Yep.
you have the Denver still, which is
I still have Denver. And
acoustic, and then a Fender for your electric.
Yep. Still.
Well, chop.
I know, right? Yeah. No. True that. You are not wrong.
Dude, Podlie, listen, dude. You're sitting here watching a hockey game. While you're watching a hockey game, you could be just plucking away at that thing, dude.
I could be.
Well, not while you're on the podcast, but certainly while oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Certainly while you're on. If you're not on the podcast and you're watching the hockey game, that's a great time to get your fingers hurting.
It's very true. No excuse, because I'm sitting here and the guitar is right there.
Yep.
There
Do
you
it.
go.
Like
Do it.
I have no excuse.
There you go.
Hey, listen, man. Just find a three-chord song that you like. Don't worry about picking. Don't worry about picking notes. Don't worry about picking melodies. Just find a three-chord song that you like, maybe an Eagles song or something like that, and just learn how to change chords and sing along. And before you know it, you'll be a guitar player and a singer.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about changing corduroy pants. So when he says change chords, we're not talking about that. These musical chords on, just because Paul, I know when you talk Speedo and stuff, it makes me nervous.
That's right.
Yeah.
So just to go back a little bit, Nicole says favorite summer festival. That's a topic. Hey, that's a good topic, Nicole. And Marvin says, I want a smoke.
That's why he's leaving. He's got to go have a smoke.
Oh, I see. Hey, I didn't know you smoked, Marvin. Have a good puff there, dude.
That would be a really good topic. Your favorite festivals that you want to see or have seen or stuff. That is a good topic.
That is a good topic. And Nicole's Epic Meals also says best foods you ever ate.
Yeah, and Laura says places you've fallen asleep.
Laura says a good topic of places you've fallen asleep.
So that really brings, on that note, that brings us to the end.
There you go. And William says he still has his Fender, just plucking various tunes. Good for you, William.
Good job.
Do it, my friend. Do it. Don't stop. All that type of jazz. And Podlie, you start. Don't stop. Just start.
Right.
And what else we said? Nicole said, haha, Cliff is so punny. That's weird. Okay, I don't remember that one, Nicole, but I'm sure I am, because I'm really quite punny, really. And Laura says that is a cool topic. Oh yeah, places you've fallen asleep. All right, you peoples. All right. Guess what? It's 59:45. Thank you for being here. Must Listen Monday. It is so awesome to have you guys. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for having some fun with us. And if you happen to miss this particular version, Mr. Bill,
you can watch us again. Go right to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe. And also click the bell for the notifications. So then you know when we're going live, so you don't forget. So if you happen to have a nap, set a notification up and it'll wake you up so you're ready for the Podlie podcast. 10 p.m. soundsugarradio.com on Friday nights. You can tune in for just the audio portion if you want to hear that. So for people that joined us late, like Jeremy, Andrea, all those people, not mentioning any names that were late to it, you can tune into the audio portion of it on Friday night, soundsugarradio.com. So yeah, and otherwise next week we'll be back with episode 146. It'll be the first episode of April.
Awesome.
All right, everybody.
Have a great week.
See you all later.
Bye-bye.
Stay happy.